Alright, so today's video, we are watching a Silver 3 support on PC. And to give you an idea, this player actually last played Overwatch on console, and this was Overwatch 1, and they recently came back to Overwatch 2 on PC. They normally play Mercy, but tried Moira, since the other support went Lucio, which is Moira. Lucio is a good comp. They said they had issues adapting to this comp, surviving, and it also felt like their tank was not on the same page as them. And then they noticed they had higher damage output than their healing and wanted to know what they should be focusing on. So it's uncommon to have more damage on Moira, though, in my opinion. Like, if you find yourself playing, like, at least in my opinion, if you find yourself playing Moira and you have more damage, it's, like, not bad, but we'll see. All right, here we go. So, like, right away, and I don't know if your Hanzo will survive that or not, but do you see how you're automatically trying to DPS the Sombra while your Hanzo was right there? I know your Hanzo survived that, but, like, you don't need to go into, like, I'm going to DPS this Sombra, and then they just get the elim. You need to be able to help out right away. That already is where, like, you're going to lose a little bit on that healing output that you want to do, because that Hanzo definitely should have been kept up. And they were, but, like, you weren't doing that. Oh, wow, you're going in. Which, I mean, like, this is fine, though. Like, you're up in numbers. Heal your team, though. I want you to heal your... Focus on... Oh, okay, heal your AFK Lucio. So what I want you to do is I want you to really focus on, like, keeping people alive to a certain extent, and then you can do your damage output. That's how a lot of really good Moiras will balance that damage and healing, as you find, like, the best timings. So an example of that is your Reinhardt went up there by themselves and got rolled, but you weren't with them, and you were in the back line trying to heal your Lucio. This is what I'm saying. Like, now's a good time to go in damage, but that's how you balance your damage and your healing, is, like, you heal to a certain point, and then you go in and do whatever you can, and then you can make plays like this, and this is fine. Like, your team's up in numbers, you're being aggressive, that's fine. Heal your teammate, heal your teammate.
Fly by really
your teammate needs heals. Right behind you there. You see your teammate?
Tips to improve on
there we go. So already, you kind of talked about what's the rank? This is Silver, and they used to play on console. They just switched over to PC for Overwatch 2. So like right away, what you're doing a lot of is you're just not healing your teammates, and you're doing it too late. So that's how you'll balance your healing, but, like, you're just kind of doing your own thing. It's almost like you're kind of playing single player.
Mr. Emongg.
All right, here we go. That was a Valk by the other Mercy. I'm watching. You know, I do want to point something out in a second. First of all, you just got rolled by that EMP. You know, one of your initial points that you made is you said, hey, I feel like I'm really disconnected from the tank. Like, the tank's on a different page. I almost want to feel like it's the opposite. I feel like you're on a different page from your whole team right now. You're kind of just doing your own thing. You're you know, oh, your teammate's taking damage? Not my problem. They have that new passive now. It takes 45 seconds to heal to full HP. They'll be fine. Okay. Also, if you ever feel like as a support you're not on the same page as like your tank, like you're both not there, one thing I've always suggested is playing at the pace of your teammates is probably the play. At the same time, I need to show chat what I just saw. And yeah, I can say, you know, this Ryan might be a little bit ambitious right now. Okay. Let's head back here to Moira. So one thing I want to point out, by the way, is that's probably some of the best Rein play I've seen in weeks. Because where Reinhardt's at right now, seeing Reinhardt survive for 10 seconds was actually unbelievable. That's the best part there. Whenever you watch Rein right now, Rein just falls over, so that was more value I've seen in weeks. That was great. Yeah, I was gonna say, that was the most survivability I've seen in the bid on Rein. But yeah, when your Ryan is on the car like that, I can understand the timing on, like, being with your team, but I want you to start to focus a little bit more on everybody on your team, rather than just, oh, I see a Sombra, let's DPS now. There you go, this is good. Like, this is good. You're healing your team during, like, an important play. That's good. But you weren't doing that at the beginning. Big slam! Heal your Ryan. Heal your Ryan. Okay, so you spent too much of that time not doing much during that play, and that's what I mean. Do you see how you're kind of, like, doing your own thing? Like, I'm not saying your Ryan doesn't die to the Pharaoh, but if you're just standing there not helping them, what can you do at that point, right? Your Reinhardt's in front of you to the right. Get with your Ryan. No, you go to your Ryan. There we go. Perfect. No, go with your Ryan.
I'm sorry.
No, go with your Ryan. No, go with your Rhine.
Join me.
No, you go with your Rhine. At this point, your Rhine is... You gotta go with the... Look at... That's... What is happening? Work with your team. I want you to be with your team a bit more. Please. You accidentally healed your teammate right there. That's the best part. You weren't even trying to heal your teammate. Dude, you know what I love about that whole play? You didn't even budge when that Sombra translocated behind you. You said, you know what, I'm good. Be with your team. Be with your team. All right, you're with your team. Now it's work to keep your team alive. You can do a little bit of damage, this is fine, but you also want to keep your team alive. That was certainly something. You're Reinhardt. You're Reinhardt. See your Rhine HP on point? You see your Rhine? Look at your Rhine. Okay, you see that? Yup. Heal your Rhine. There you go. Make sure you don't want to damage orb your Rhine. Doesn't do anything to him. All right, this is yep. All right. So remember, you want to like when you are okay. So when you're maximizing your damage output as Moira, right? And you're trying to find that balance, the easiest way to go about it is make sure your teammates are at a certain percentage of HP. And like at some type of HP that isn't 0. Keep them alive, be like, okay, every time I get into 70% HP, I'm good to go. You're letting your Rhine get to 10 HP and then you can't catch up. You just cannot catch up to them. Yep, heal you. Nope, we're not gonna damage the bush there. We want you to do damage to the... Yep, no, don't go so far away either. Like you're doing a... Yep, let's focus on what's going on with your team for a second. Yep. Also, you can be a little bit more, how do I explain this? You can be a bit more, like, have like a reason to where your damage orb goes. I feel like right now you're just throwing your damage orb and hoping that... You're like rolling the dice, and you're just throwing a damage orb in, hoping that it bounces off a wall and does damage. Like mostly, your damage orbs are basically just like you just throw them to throw them. There's no reason. You just threw it like look at this damage orb you just threw. Like you just threw it this way, and now you're relying on this to do damage. Now it might, right? It might do damage, but look at it. Oh yeah. All right. See you later. Let us know how the people in Horizon Lunar Colony are doing, because, like, that's where that's going. All right. So, yeah, a lot of what you want to do is you want to, if you're going to use damage orbs, you can balance your damage orbs by just throwing them towards where people are at. Definitely work on your Moira movement a little bit. You keep trying to do these, like, really cool moves on Moira. Yep, there's the, yeah, there you go. You were just kind of standing around waiting for something to happen. I mean, the good news is that you might win the team fight. Huge beat by the Lucio. Heal your Rhine. Throw a healing orb at them. It'll make it a little bit easier. Wow. Wonderful. Remember, so just to point out, your Moira ult can be stopped by getting hacked by Sombra, getting rolled by a Doomfist. You want to make sure that you're timing your plays better. A lot of what like Moiras will do is if they're going to be aggressive with their ult, be ready to use Fade right away. Because a lot of the time they're going to try to stop it, and if you just use Fade, automatically you're going to get at least a bit more value than you normally would. Wonderful. All right. Zinnia, thank you for the 52 months to tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. Oh, wait, do you see what I'm talking about? Like, your damage orbs? Like, you're not throwing them where you think they're gonna go. You're throwing a damage orb, hoping that it will just attach to somebody. That's kind of what I'm trying to, like, get, like, across here. Is, like, you're not really... There's just... I can't believe you got on the limb with Moira... I mean, with the Sombra there. But you're, like, your Moira orbs are just completely random. There's, like, no... like, rhyme or reason as to why you're doing them. So, like, yeah, you gotta focus on, like, you know, being more accurate with those. All right, now you're on Mercy. Okay, so you're off Moira. You said that damage orb they threw for the Pharah, though? Did you see where they aimed it, though? Like, I want you to see, like, where they... Here, let me show you. We have time to go back here. All right, I'll go back for a second. Okay. So now, the Pharah's here. All right, but I want you to watch what they do with their orb. So if you would normally go for the Pharah, you would throw the orb to the left off the wall. or you would throw it directly, like, at the bottom of the stairs. They have it go the other way. Now, watch what they do with their orb. They just threw the orb that, look, see where it's going? There is 0 chance it would get to that Pharah. That's why I'm saying, like, what they need to do is make sure they have, like, an actual focus of where their orbs go. Otherwise, this is what they're going to do. Now, keep in mind, by the way, the best part is this random orb kills a Sombra. Are we ready? There it is. That orb managed to kill a Sombra, which is amazing, isn't that? All right, here we go. Wait for it. You're not damage boosting anybody when you hide behind that wall. It's gonna let you know if you're connected to somebody. So your Ryan's a little bit aggressive. Okay. You do have your Ana now. Wait, no, you don't have an Ana. You have Lucio. Oh, so you still went Mercy Lucio here. This will be interesting. Yeah, your tank's not gonna have a good time. Don't go for the res. It's not even gonna be worth it. It's not worth. Don't hit that res button. It worked. Okay, wonderful. Let's see how this one goes. Let's watch the kill feed for the Hanzo. Let's see if it was worth it. Well, your Genji, their Genji got 2. Yep, wonderful. Hey, at least the Hanzo stayed alive. Wait, did you? Yeah, they stayed alive. That's good, right? There you go. That was something. Okay, back to Moira now. So now we get to kind of go back to this. Remember, keep your teammates alive. Have a rhyme or reason to where you're throwing your orbs and put them in a much better spot. And you'll be in a good spot here. Heal your teammates. Heal your team. Yep, your teammates will come first on the heals, and then the damage will come after. You keep your teammates alive, you're going to be able to pop off. Yep. Your Reinhardt certainly went in there. I would actually kind of blame that on the Rein more than you, even though you could have been with them, but like I would say that's the Rein. Okay. Here we go. Here's the... Remember, you have teammates, so I want you to try to keep them alive. Wonderful. I'm telling you right now, you can find really good balance between your healing and your damage if you're willing to help keep your teammates alive. Wonderful. Let's try and heal the... Okay. Let's head back. Let's wait on the team. Don't do anything like over the top here. Stick with your Rhine. You're going to be attached to the Rhine now for this team fight. We're going to drop down to the low ground and throw an orb to somewhere. All right. So your Rhine, keep them up. Want to heal them when they're at this. Yeah, this HP is perfect. There you go. Now you can do a little bit of damage. Pay attention to your teammates' HP. Okay. Yep, there you go. Oh, there's a sick movement. Nice. Oh, yeah, this is looking good. Yep. Just get out of there now. You don't want to be there. Your Rhine just charged their Ana, apparently. Oh, we call that a big slam. Wonderful charge by the Rhine. Missing by a mile. Love to see it. Heal your team. Heal your team. Keep them healed. Keep going to your teammate. Don't look at the... Healing orb and healing your Rhine will keep them alive. I know that, like, stop trying to, like, it just... Your damage will come with time. You will do damage if you're able to do... Like, that's how you balance it. Don't be afraid to... Oh, wow, that's a treat. All right, don't ult yet, because you're going to be right in front of an ult, and there we go. Wonderful. So, in that situation, because they've already gotten the dash reset, the last thing you want to do is try to ult. If you're going to back away and disengage, that's when you're going to use your ult. But if you're right in front of them, oh, we're on Kiriko now. Okay, wonderful. Kiriko is good here. I like Kiriko in the spot. All right, here we go. Yep, okay. Wonderful. At least you were trying to heal your team there. Yep, damage output's good. You can also throw heals in between your shots if you really want to. The thing is, and it's something I've actually been learning with Kiriko too, I think getting into the habit of, like, trying to do damage output while healing actually is good, because, like, I think a lot of people are almost, like, afraid of using the... How do I explain this? I think a lot of people get afraid of, like, using the damage because they might miss. But, like, at least in my opinion, it's just worth throwing out that shot most of the time if you can, because, like, the off chance you hit a random headshot is pretty good, and then that helps your teammates get a limp. You'd be surprised at how much damage output you can do by just timing that. Even if it's gonna miss by a mile, it's a good habit to have, as long as, like, obviously, like, you're not trying to, like, damage your teammate after you're, like, spam healing them. But you get what I'm saying. I think you get the idea of what I'm trying to get at with that. So, anyway, yep, exactly. So you have like a way to do that. balance the heals and the damage. I also want to point out, you notice how, like, when you're on Kiriko now, you're doing way more of, like, trying to keep your teammates alive and you're focusing on that more? You can do the same thing on Moira. You weren't doing that. Well, now you're... Oh, here we go again. Uh-oh. You have now forgot about your teammates. You have to remember you have teammates here. Okay, wonderful. You still have teammates. Remember, you have a Rhine that you want to keep up. Now, Reinhardt has been like that the whole time. See, I know... Oh, there we go. Wonderful. So I know that your Rhine's playing a little bit aggressive, but you've had plenty of opportunity to go and help the rest of your team. So you have teammates. I want you to sort of look for those teammates a little... Okay, here we go. Yep. You want to... Okay. There you go. You got out. Be careful. Remember, you still want to try to keep your teammates alive. You have your... Oh, right. Here we... Yeah, this is going to be a... Yep. Teammates. Teammates. Remember your Rhine. You have a Rhine. Go to your Rhine. Go to... It feels like to me that you are very much just not focusing on your team that much. All right, back to Moira now. That was quick. All right, now I want to point out the Rhine is playing aggro. We're not disagreeing with that. But you have had... Your Rhine has been surviving long enough to where they can be healed up to full. This is on PC. That's a wall. Teammates. Teammates. Here we go. Perfect. You healed your Hanzo. They got the Olymp. There you go. Damage orb. Good job. Focus it on your teammates. Your Reinhardt now is your next focus. Your Reinhardt's your next focus. Here's your Rhine. Let's heal him up. Nice. Could have healed him a little bit sooner, but you know what? We'll take the steps in the right direction. You're chasing the Ana now. This is fine. Here we go. Not bad. Yeah, so they used to play on console. Now they're on PC, and they played Overwatch 1 as the last one they played. So they're still getting used to the Overwatch 2 a bit. So, we'll talk about this in a second, because you had asked the question, like, why is it that you're... And I mean, if you're watching this right now, you have a good idea of this. The question from the support player here was, why do I have more damage than I do healing? Right? Like that was the question. Is why are you ended up having... Well, the thing is because you're not healing. Do you see how you're not looking for your Reinhardt ever? So a majority of where you would actually get a bunch of those burst heals, like that you would normally see, you're not even given the opportunity for that. You see what I'm saying? You're not healing anybody. You're just damaging people. You'll occasionally heal your Hanzo. Of course you're going to have more damage because you're not healing your tank. You got to be careful again of your position and what you're doing. I think, like, my next step for you is I want you to work on two things. I want you to, and I'll talk about it at the end of the video too, but I want you to work on, like, healing your tank, play at the pace of your tank. Maximize your damage orbs. You've actually missed out on damage. Here we go. That was good. Hey, that was actually a good play. Okay, so yeah, if your Rhine's doing that, by the way, that's on your Rhine. If your Rhine is sitting there with their shield down, spamming their crouch key, I can say that's definitely on your Rhine. Here we go. I can't wait to watch. But well, yeah, if we end up, I think we're gonna end up doing that. It'll be fun. I've actually haven't seen too much on it, so I'm excited for that option. That's kind of unlucky. I do think that you will see a lot of improvement if you start to work on some of those areas we were talking about, though. Like, it's a very simple fix. It's gonna take time, but like it's always good when we have something you can work on right away when we watch it, right? So many damage orbs. Even my problem is, like, let me be honest with you. And maybe this is, like, I don't know if it's the best advice from Moira. Like, if you just sit there and you throw damage orbs the whole time, I'm okay with that. But, like, you need to have your damage orbs have a reason. You know what I'm saying? Is that making sense? Like, you're throwing your damage orb, but, like, it doesn't you're not, like, it's not going anywhere. You're like, it's like you're hitting your damage orb as, like, a button just to hit. So you could throw, like, a damage orb the whole game, but, like, have a reason for your damage orb. Because, like, it just, once again, and this is just for, and actually, maybe the Moira doesn't even know this yet, too, because they just switched over, like, from Overwatch 1. Like, your damage orb now gives you resources. So what I mean by that is if your damage orbs are hitting, your heals become even more valuable because you can get your resources back really quickly, right? You know, like your healing juice, where you're able to like get as much heal. Like when you damage orb people and you get value with those damage orbs give you resources back so you can heal more. So like when you miss out on these important like orbs and then you're trying to heal your tank up or trying to heal somebody, you're not getting any resources back because you're missing your orbs. That's why I'm saying even if they throw 0 damage orbs this game, I mean, and just a side to go on the comment on that one, MZ, I don't think it was too bad. I'm just saying I was more making the thing that like we're all gonna make dumb plays sometimes, and like most of chat knows that more than likely if we watch the VOD, it'd be just as, you know what I mean? Like you can watch me play a top 500 game and I'll make, you know, half the mistakes we talk about because that's just like it's a little bit different live, and a lot of time when you review it's hindsight, but it's getting people in good habits, right? No matter what rank you are, you're gonna make mistakes in game. You're gonna heck up. You're gonna be out of position. You're gonna do a dumb play. You're not gonna heal your teammate. You're gonna focus on the wrong area of the map. This is more gets you in like good habits in Overwatch, right? It is more along the lines of what it does. So like even with like chat, we know that like, you know. Anyway, sorry, we were going at a little bit of a side bar there. Pack, thanks for the 14 months of the tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. Nice. There you go. Okay, so just we're just gonna bring this back for 1 second here. Excuse me. So what you need to do in like the future here, what I would recommend for you is like I want you to start by having more accurate damage orbs. If you watch your point of view, you're just throwing them to throw them. I want you to be more accurate with them. I also want you to start this like this process and this focus of, are my teammates at good HP? If so, am I using a healing orb or a damage orb? More than likely a damage orb. Where can I get that value? And then always like do like a slight reset of like, okay, I'm gonna go to my Reinhardt now. I'm gonna heal my Reinhardt now. You start doing that, you'll be in a good spot. Now you said your tank wasn't on the same page as your team. To me, it seemed like your tank was just kind of vibing out and having a good time. So I agree it was going to be hard to be at the same pace of your Rein, but I think there was also a lot of opportunity for you to heal your Rein. Does that make sense? This is like your Rein was definitely playing that aggressive like feed style, but there was a lot of times where your Reinhardt was surviving for 35 seconds at like 20% HP. I over-exaggerate 35 seconds, but you know what I mean. It feels like that. So you had plenty of opportunity to kind of be at that pace. So I think you want to do that. I think you want to do that pace, like that type of pace, and I think, you know, start with that and then you go from there. And then the beauty of all of this is that if you want to submit another one in like 3, 4, 5, 6 months, do that, because we have a series called Where Are They At Now, and it kind of gives us an idea of where you're at and what else you can work on next. So it's very much starting with the basics, but I think you can really do it. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. Leave a comment. All of that helps. So if you don't mind doing that. If you want to submit your own spectate, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. That's where you do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat right below the webcam. So stop by if you haven't. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day/night.